Hi and welcome to Cook in a Box module, Cheesy Corn Muffins. Today your students will be making their very own delicious muffin that they can eat at the end of the class. As the teacher, prior to the class, a couple of things that you will need to prepare. Start by opening and draining your tin of corn and place it into the containers provided, about one between every 5 to 7 students. Open up your milk and again divide out into containers with a 1 tablespoon measure between 5 to 7 students. Also, your flour can be divided out into containers with a tablespoon measure in it as well. The cheese will need to be cut up into little logs like this, ready for grating. All the other tools in the box can be brought out, ready for when the students arrive at the class. And don't forget to preheat your oven to 180 degrees. When the students arrive, start by washing their hands. If you are growing any produce in your gardens, this is a fantastic recipe where you can use things like spring onions, chives, or parsley. The first step that the students will need to do is come up and take one of the takeaway containers for mixing and a paddle pop stick. They can then start by taking turns with their graters, grating all of that cheese that you've already cut into blocks. The students can simply have a turn grating and pass it on, working in their teams of about 5 to 7 students. We're then ready to get started on our muffin batter. The first ingredient is 3 tablespoons of self-raising flour into their mixing bowl. Remind the students not to overfill when they're measuring. They can use their paddle pop stick just to level off when measuring things like flour. So 3 of those into their mixing bowl. The next ingredient is a pinch of baking powder, and this helps give our muffins that lovely rise and that golden arch on the top. Once they've added their baking powder, we're going to measure in 2 tablespoons of milk. The students can also add a swirl or a drizzle of oil in with their milk, flour and baking powder. And using their paddle pop stick can combine those ingredients into a nice batter. The next ingredient is 2 tablespoons of the corn kernels. Give all the ingredients a good mix. This muffin is a fantastic one that if they're making it at home, or if you have vegetables like carrot or zucchini growing in your garden, you can also grate these and add them at this point as well. We're just going to add some grated cheese. So a nice pinch of grated cheese in with the corn and then combine. If you're growing any herbs like chives or spring onions, the students can pass around the scissors and we can simply snip some of those fresh herbs in with your savoury muffin and give it a final mix. We're then ready to put our muffin mixture in our freestanding little muffin cases. All the students can use their paddle pop stick and simply scrape that batter into their muffin container. Your muffins are now ready to go into the oven, which would have been set and preheated to 180 degrees. Collect these on a tray and place them in the oven and cook for approximately 10 minutes until they're golden brown on the top. When your muffins are ready, they are warm and delicious and golden brown, and you can see, and it's a great talking point with the students, that the baking powder helps make that nice dome on the top of their muffins. You can hand these out to the students on a napkin, ready for eating in the class. So happy cooking from Get Kids Cooking.